Okay, let's do it. So there's the Melee legality tier list. You guys might have seen Logan do this. A couple people on Twitter have seen it bouncing around. I'm gonna do my own. First thing I'm gonna do, yo-yo glitch. Pretty cool. I think Ness. I feel like that's not a problem. Let's go, Ness. You deserve it. I play a Ness player from Colorado named MP3 a lot, and when we play, it's just the matchup is so bad. So I feel bad for Ness. So he needs that. He needs that. Give him the yo-yo glitch. I'm not even gonna pretend like I have very intimate knowledge of what the yo-yo glitch is. So there is that. Air stalling. This is Puff, right? This should be banned. Fuck you. This shit's whack. Don't do that. When it's like objective air stalling, like, you know what I mean? Ugh. Even if they have a lead, like, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. I don't know how we're going to fix that. Maybe a shot clock. I don't know how you fix this. I don't have a solution, but I would like to ban it. I wish they wouldn't do this. The Jigglypuffs. I think Peach can do this a bit too, and she's like floating up real high. Like, I just think, I don't know. I don't know if that's what I'm here for. You know what I mean? But hey, I would ban it. This is my motherfucking list. All right, y'all make your own list. I'm saying that should be banned. I don't know what y'all think, but I think that should be banned. Button remapping. Okay, this one's interesting. I think I would ban it if I was Melee God. I'm not. Right now, it should be super legal, though. Right now, it should be super legal because the box exists. And how can you be against button remapping if the box exists, right? So I think in my world, though, I would ban it if I was Melee God. And we can talk more about it later, but it has to do with boxes being legal, right? So I'd probably ban it if I was Melee God. Anyway, circle camping, super legal. It's, sure, it's annoying, but at least if you're on platforms, like, they can read when you're going to the platform. Circle camping isn't really as bad as air stalling in the same way, because there's some characters, Puff Mosley can put herself in a place where you just can't fuck with her. Circle camping, you can call out the circle camp. If you know they're circle camping you, then you know where they're going to go next. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit more manageable. Analog to digital triggers, I have no problem with this. GameCube triggers are just kind of like, I don't know, the light shield aspect of the game, the analog trigger, like, it's so touchy. I don't really mind this at all. Analog to digital triggers or trigger plugs or however they want to mod it. I think triggers should be super duper moddable. So I'm down with that. You know what I mean? Saren says air stalling stuff was too integrated and to be honest, I have no idea how Peaches deal with circle camping. Yeah, I'm not sure how they're supposed to deal with it either. But they do have a projectile, so you know, maybe they read your circle camp and throw a projectile in the way. Throw a turnip upwards at a platform, perhaps. I don't have the answers. I'm just saying it seems like it should be legal. I noticed they did use a Peach. Oh, that's Ice Climbers. That's Ice Climbers. My bad, I'm blind. Yeah, I think circle camping should be fine. Final Destination. If I was Melee God, I would ban it. I think Waff puts it really well, Homemade Waffles. He says that it is polarizing in every matchup, and I think that's true. And I've heard the argument why people don't want to ban it is because it will buff Spaceys, but I don't know how true that is. Because, yeah, you might have chain grabs, but I feel like at a really high level, I think Spaceys are so cracked, both Spaceys on FD, like just ridiculously cracked. Like, how is Sheik supposed to land on FD? You know what I mean? How's Falcon supposed to land on FD? It's I would ban it if I was Melee God. I'm not arguing that it should be banned. I don't like the stage, but I would definitely ban it if I was Melee God. What does analog to digital mean? Analog to digital means your triggers, right? So if you have a fob or you use trigger plugs, there's a way to make it so you can like skip the analog nature of the triggers, so you don't have any light shield on the button. But you can also do that by just plugging in your controller and holding the L button. If you guys didn't know that, if you, even on a normal setup, if you hold the L button all the way down and then plug your controller in, fobs you have to press B too, but don't worry about that. But any controller, you can hold L, plug in, and then you won't get light shields anymore. Like, I only play like that, honestly. I could do without, but light shields do fuck me up a lot. I can see the argument, you know, some people are saying, I think super hard, like people that want fobs to be banned, they probably want that to be banned too, but I don't think this is really in the crosshairs of something that people want banned. But it's on the list, so we can definitely talk about it. I would say it should stay super legal. Fountain of Dreams. I'm going to go with super legal. I used to hate Fountain of Dreams, chat. Fountain of Dreams used to be Fountain of my nightmares. Fountain of Dreams used to be a real tough time for me, and I used to hate it. Now, I'm realizing, bro, it's the best stage. Maybe it could be the best stage. Sometimes, you know, those platforms will rise on a time where you weren't expecting them to, and it could be super, you know, annoying. But I don't know. I like the randomness of it. It's a cute stage. It's the best looking stage. Definitely the best vibes. Wouldn't you love to smoke up on Fountain of Dreams? You know what I mean? That's a beautiful place, Fountain of Dreams. So I think it should be super legal. I love it. I used to hate it though, and I get people's problems with it. You don't mess with FOD, Saren? You think it'll be frozen one day? I think I would like it less if it was frozen, unless it was like frozen with one platform on one side, maybe like kind of low and the other full height. Maybe that would be a cool way to freeze it. But I like the shifting of the platform. I think it gives the stage the dynamic. Freeze glitch, obviously banned. It is banned. Anything that we have managed to ban should probably stay banned. You know what I mean? If the community has wholeheartedly agreed for a long time that the freeze glitch should be banned, then we should ban it. Handoffs, illegal but sketch. Nah. I would ban them if I was Melee God. I'd probably just ban the Ice Climbers if I was Melee God. But then again, the better. I'll put legal but sketch. Like, it feels like shit, but there's counterplay. The counterplay I just think is nebulous, and like, if you ask 10 good people how to beat handoffs, I feel like you might get 10 different answers. It's not, it seems like they're kind of nebulous and crazy to defend against, but I feel like on the same hand, some handoffs, you know, handoff to like forward smash, I feel like it's probably super common, but I see some really cool stuff with handoffs, whether it's from Slug or Fly or, you know, all sorts of Ices players throughout history have done dope handoff stuff. So I have to really play. I like handoffs. They do feel bad though. I get when you're getting messed up by a handoff, it feels bad. I get it. Like, what are you supposed to do? Do you mash? Do you? Sometimes you'll start mashing, and then that's when you get thrown. Then because you were mashing, you weren't DIing. It's a whole thing. I find them tough to deal with, but I just find the Ice Climbers tough to deal with as a whole. So that's probably on me. Ledge stalling, yeah, get the fuck off the ledge, guys. Banned. Ledge grab limit should be like 30, bro. Maybe not 30, but it should be a lot lower. And I don't think the game should have to go to time for the ledge grab limit to I don't think the rule, I think now, is it's 50 ledge grabs, 50 or 60, I forget, but the ledge grab limit only comes into play if the match goes to time, which I think is silly. I think as soon as they cross that threshold in any match, win or lose, they should just lose the game. That's how I'm feeling. That's my truth. You guys are welcome to your own, but I'm banning that shit. I think it is banned right now, technically. I just think our rule isn't perfect for how to deal with it. I think it's still to like, and then like when you start thinking about the puffs, like they start thinking about like, oh, the ledge grab limit is 50, so I should do 48. You know what I mean? Like, even that, like, it wouldn't be an issue if there weren't people willing to abuse that. You know what I mean? And I just wish that we were in a community where no one was willing to abuse the ledge like that. But unfortunately, we are. We have people who will abuse that ledge grab or to ledge stall, right? People will ledge stall on you. So I would ban it. It is banned, but I would ban it even harder. You know what I mean? Let's see. Boxes limited. So this is boxes with nerfs. I would ban it if I was Melee God. If I'm being real, I would probably nerf boxes until the Orca comes out, which I think does a much better job of replicating analog movement. Because even before the Orca was announced, I know I'm the Orca guy. I really like Orcas. If you know my stream, I fuck with Orcas a lot. So that's not why I like the idea of the Orca. I like the idea of the Orca box that Rian is making. If you don't know, there's a controller modder named Rian making an Orca box. And the difference between the Orca box and normal boxes, to my understanding, I don't want to spread misinformation, but to my understanding, how hard you press each button is how, you know, far you're moving your stick, right? So I think that's super neat. That to me is probably the perfect form of box, or box with a stick. I don't even think boxes with the new nerfs, I still think they're too broken compared to controllers. So I would ban it if I was Melee God. I know some people will really have a problem with that, but that's how I feel. Boxes unlimited are banned as fuck. Super duper banned. Boxes even with nerfs, I'm saying I'd probably still choose to ban them. I feel like this tier and this tier are mostly no-brainers. This one, there's a bit of a nuance to this situation. But I would also ban button remapping, right? Because I think that, I just feel like some people will say that they think boxes should be legal, but they think that controller remapping should be banned, which to me, like, I don't know what y'all are thinking or smoking, but you need to get off that, because that's insane logic. Because how is button remapping illegal, but a controller with completely different buttons is legal that doesn't have an analog stick? So I feel like that conversation, if you have to be one or the other, you know what I mean? If you say boxes should be legal and button remapping should be legal, then that's totally fair opinion. But so I've seen motherfuckers out there in the wild, aka Twitter, that think that button remapping should be banned, but boxes shouldn't. And I think that's an insane theory. Because the reason I think button remapping, like, I know we talked about it, but like doing a JC Shine, right? It should be kind of awkward, right? There's this big A button in between the Y and the B and the X and the B, which you need to go between to do a, multi-shine, JC Shine, things like that. And I feel like that awkwardness should be preserved. I think if you just press Z and then down B, like that's crazy for JC Shines. That'd be like the easiest way, I feel like. So yeah, I would ban button remapping. I would also ban boxes with nerfs, which is no question. I would no nerf boxes. I would put in super banned, hella banned, top banned. Name entry glitch. This is where you can pick like Giga Bowser and Master Hand. I don't know. Do we not want to know who the best Master Hand in the world is? I know the best Giga Bowser in the world. It's Not Ender. You guys ever run into Not Ender on Twitch? That guy's always playing Giga Bowser in people's streams. Yeah, it should be legal. No, I'm just playing. Obviously, banned. It is banned as well. But I'm curious, bro. Who's the best Master Hand in the world, and who's the best Giga Bowser? Okay, notches. This is interesting. I think notches are something that I don't use. Notches. Want to be clear. I use a fob, but I do not use notches. I think notches are something I would be willing to give up for the banning of the box. So, again, I've seen people think that notches should be banned, but boxes shouldn't. And I think that's a crazy, crazy situation when you realize that boxes don't even have to use a stick. So why would we worry about, their stick going to certain coordinates when you play on a box that could do all that? So notches, I'm not saying that I would ban them. I'll put them in legal but sketch. I'm not saying I ban them if I had the choice, but if, say, box players were like, all right, we'll stop playing on box, but you have to give up notches, I'd be fine with that. You know what I mean? I think notches are, and I believe that notches were like the beginning of the slippery slope that led to, boxes being legal, UCF happening, blah, blah, blah. And they said that if we allow notches in that controller mod, it's just going to get crazier and crazier over time. And it has. It definitely has, right? So notches, I think I would be willing to give them up to ban the box. I mean, I don't use them, but, I like a Mango max length wave dash. You know what I mean? But that shit, if you're not notched, you're not getting max length wave dash super consistent. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. You're going to mess them up more often. You can still be good at them, but it's going to be tougher, right? So the notch, that's the one notch that I think it seems free. Firefox angles, you can argue, but I don't really have a problem with that. To me, I think that's the one thing is the notch for wave dashes, I think is a little crazy. Because if you guys watch when I play, I don't have notches. I play in a fob, but I don't have notches. Some of my wave dashes are still shitty, Be like a shitty microwave dash. Anyways, fobs, I think fobs I'd be fine, honestly. Again, if people wanted to get rid of fobs to ban box, I'd be down. I'd be down. I think I'm going to put fobs in super legal for now. But say that box players are like, all right, we'll get rid of our boxes. You have to get rid of your fobs. I think OEMs with snapback capacitors and UCF are fine. Fobs are obviously more consistent. They don't degrade over time, which is the best thing about them, right? Definitely the best thing about them. So yeah, I think fobs should be legal. Maybe you could argue about certain people's calibration settings. I know some people have more cracked fobs than others based on how they've calibrated it. Mine, I think, is just standard, but I don't really know. I like fobs, but I would be willing to sacrifice them to ban the box. I'd be down for everyone to play on UCF, which should always be super legal. I'd be down to play on UCF with no UCF with OEM controllers with snapback capacitors, I think is fine enough. You know what I mean? Because UCF, what it does, it I don't know. Its goal is to make controllers more universal across the board, right? That's why it's called the Universal Controller Fix. And I know Fiction was talking about on Twitter how that led to, things like chain grabs getting better. I think Leffen and Fiction were both talking about that. Chain grabs getting better, things like that. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe tech chasing, dash back out of crouch. All that stuff is a little better on UCF. So I think UCF is fine, even if it does buff, tech chasers and chain grabbers. I don't really have a problem with that. I don't think it's a big enough of an issue to matter that much. But I do think it's good for the game. I think UCF is tight. I would just hate to have a controller that could only shield drop one way. You know what I mean? So I'm cool with that. Transformations. Okay, hear me out. Legal Blitz Sketch. I like them. Are they competitively, the most accurate representation of skill? I mean, you could argue because there's a lot of wild cards on here, but I think certain characters are way stronger on here. But like when we got rid of transformations, word on the street is that buff Marth hella, right? Because Marth wasn't that great on Pokemon before. And now I think Pokemon's a great stage for Marth. So I don't know. I am team transformations just off the strength of them being cool and me wanting to hop around on the windmill. So I'd like to play. I wish we had transformations on Slippy, but I know that isn't the case. I would pick Pokemon every set just because I think they're fun and cool. They can also be really lame though. You ever see a match in Melee where the transformation comes up and both players are just like, all right, and they just sit there? But that's cool to me. Almost. It's almost cool to me because think about this. Whoa, Duel of the Fates, Laser Gate, bars. Think about this, dude. Well, we'll just go here. Think about this. This part. This is what it's like when the transformation happens. Ready? All right. Darth Maul. He's at the mall at Spencer's Gifts. Right? And Qui-Gon Jinn trying to slice this lightsaber through his ribs. Right? But then this happens. This is the transformation. Okay, now they're going to chill. Now, some people look at Darth Maul here. What's Darth Maul going to do? Well, this transformation is active. He's going to practice tech skill. Right? He's mobbing around. This guy is just standing still. He's meditating. Qui-Gon Jinn meditates. He's practicing tech skill by walking back and forth, right? And I don't know. Transformations, I just think they're really dynamic and neat, even if they're pretty broken. Wispy, I think should be super legal, honestly. I've seen a lot of neat things happen because of Wispy, and I don't think she's enough of a problem for it to really matter. You know what I mean? I've never been like, oh, that was all Wispy, blah, lost me the whole set. I don't think it's that big of a game changer, but I've definitely seen some neat Wispy stuff. Like if you know they're gonna get pushed off plat, you can like hit them. Pretty cool. Let the tree blow, man. Let the tree blow. Out to the boys. All right, let's see here. Wobbling. Banned, obviously, right? It is banned. It should stay banned. Some people argue that wobbling, even with wobbling, ices aren't the best in the game, which is fine. But I think like getting rid of one whole aspect of the game, like just destroying the punish game, like you just don't really have to engage with the punish game because if you have both your ice climbers, you get a grab, you just get a stock. I think that's silly. I don't think that's something that I think is that cool. I think there's some ice climbers players that quit when wobbling got banned. Not going to name names, but those guys are all crazy to me. I think ices could be really cool because you got these handoffs. You got those, right? You don't need this. This is BS. I think we're all on board with that. Randall, super legal. One of the funnest part of the game. Sorry, funnest isn't a word. That's my B. One of the most fun parts of the game is dancing around on Randall. One of my favorite things to do. So I think Randall should be super legal. I think we should have two. We should put Randall on either side. Okay, let's get two Randalls. Give Randall a girlfriend. You know what I mean? When I used to have a canary named Chano, rest in peace. And there was a while when I started to realize, like, when I'm out of the house, he's just sitting there in his cage by himself, chilling. You know what I did? I got him a girlfriend named Rihanna, another canary. And I had to introduce them slowly, in different cages and separate until they were eventually together and eventually super chill with each other. That's what we should do for Randall. We should get him a girlfriend, dude. We could do Randall and Randiana, because I can't think of a different name for Randall. That's lady pilled, you know what I mean? We'll go Randall and Randiana, or maybe Randy with an I, but you dot the I with a heart, and that's the girl one. All right, I'm glad we're on the same page with Randall chat. All right, Shy Guys. I think they're legal but sketch. I just think they're part of the stage, but as a Falco player, they're annoying. They're like especially annoying for a Falco player. I mean, everybody has to deal with them. Like sometimes hitboxes will get extended when you hit a Shy Guy and you'll get hit by something you wouldn't have otherwise. But dude, having people use Shy Guys as a barrage, I mean, anybody with projectiles probably deals with this. Having people use the Shy Guys is like, you know, like a football slot that's blocking for the running back, and they just like run in behind the Shy Guys. You laser, oh shit, my laser got absorbed by the Shy Guy, and then you get cooked because of that. It's annoying, but it is part of the game, and I don't really, it doesn't bother me enough. It's definitely like a damn, I got owned by Shy Guys there, but you gotta be ready for that. You gotta watch the Shy Guys. You gotta know where they're at on the map. You gotta see them. You gotta plan. You gotta adapt. You gotta overcome, dude. You gotta overcome. I didn't put anything in probably banned. I'm willing to move this here. I'm willing to move these up here. Willing to move those up there. What do you guys think? This is a pretty decent list. I think I'm probably into banning both of these. These are connected though. One begets the other, right? I am not. These two have to stay together to me. If you're into the box, you have to be okay with button remapping. Even if I would rather we didn't have button remapping, you got to do it. It's just what it is. All right, y'all. Yeah, thanks for watching. This was a fun little legality tier list from Melee, called a Melee rule set tier list. And yeah, shout out to the boys, man. I am out. Peace.
Teabagging. Must be British.